Here I'll be trying to show you how to get the TAS that I made set up. There's a bit to do to get it working. First, you're going to want to go to this, which I'll have linked below. Um, it You'll download it, and this is what creates the fake controller that it'll use. So you've just got to download this setup here and run it, and it will install it onto your computer. Um, and then to check that it's installed properly, you can actually no, before you do that, you'll need to open up the um, you you'll need to open up the configure vDroid, and you'll need to go to device 2, and I've already done this, but you can see here it'll say add device. You'll need to click add device there, and it will make you restart the computer. But this is needed to be done to get full use of all the buttons. Um, After you've done that and restarted the computer so it works, you can test that your vDroid is working by going to the vDroid feeder, um, and opening up a tab of gamepadviewer.com. Um, so what you want to do is you want to just tap on the 1, and you'll see that this changes. So you want to go to player 1, and you'll see that the button 1 applies to the A, 2 is the B, 3 is the X, 4 is the Y, 5 is left bumper, 6 is right bumper, 7 is left trigger, 8 is right trigger, 9 is select, 10 is start, 11 is left stick down, 12 is right stick down, 13 is up, 14 is down, 15 is left, and 16 is right. You can also see that these axis values here will move the sticks. Just the first 4 will actually affect anything on this. So once you've done that, you've verified that everything is working with the vDroid. Just putting these back to normal because they will stay wherever I leave them. Right, so once you're done with that, you can just move it aside because you'll need it again in a second. Because now you want to go to your Steam. If you don't already have your Hue running through Steam, you want to add it as a non-Steam game by going to add a game, add a non-Steam game, clicking browse here, and then finding the exe of what you want to add. But I've already got this added. This is the Epic version of Hue running through Steam. So what you want to do is you want to go to Steam, settings, then you want to go down to controller and choose general controller settings. You want to go to you want to make sure your generic gamepad configuration support is turned on and your guide button focus as Steam is turned on. And you want to go to your detected controllers. If it's not coming up, you can just press the button another couple of times and it should pop up here. So you can go on this one, and I've already gone through and done this, but this should take you straight to this screen where you can go through and set everything. So for instance, that one will, this primary action will show up the A button position. So you want to press the 1 and it will save that as the A button position. Then it'll move on to the next one, which is the B button. So 2 was the B button. You want to press 2. I've already got it bound, so it's wanting me to exit. But yeah, we'll just go back. Once you have your controller, all the buttons linked in, for the when you get up to the axes, this one is your that is your horizontal on the left. That's your vertical on the left, is this one. This one is your horizontal on the right, and this one is your vertical on the right, which you can once again confirm by using the gamepad viewer. So if I grab the feeder up, you can see this is moving the left horizontally, this is moving the left vertically, this is moving the right horizontally, and this is moving the right vertically. Now to get these to pick up, like to get the Steam bindings to pick up on them, you need to move them most of the way to the one side. But once they're in, that's all done. So once you're done with that, you can close out of your controller settings. Close out of your settings and go to Steam. To get it to work properly, you actually need to go up here to this button in the top right and activate Big Picture Mode. Then you want to go to your library and you want to go to your one that you have set up. So this is my Hue from Epic, and you want to press play on there. So it'll bring up your game. So you can see here that it says config loaded. That means that the controller's all connected. So once you're in here, you'll notice that you can still move with this controller, like with the keyboard and mouse. But to start on the TAS, you're going to need to get the Hue TAS loader folder from the Discord, which I'll link as well. You want to download it, extract it into another folder, and then you want to run your, after Hue is open, you want to run open.bat here, which will open up your little window. Now we don't need that for the second because, as you can see, it wants us to load a file path. So we're just going to go into just a random spot here, make a new text document. We'll just call it test.txt. So we're going to open that up now. And we're going to write a couple of instructions. So maybe we first want to do half a second of the left stick X at all the way to the right. Then after that we want to have 0.1 of a second of easing off on the left a little bit, and we want to press the A button down. Then say we just let go of all the controls for 0.2 of a second, and then for 1 second we want to have the right stick at the down left diagonal for 1 second, and then we want to release for 0.2 of a second. Then we want to jump again. So 0.1 of a equals 1, and we might say that we want to be moving the other way this time. So we'll left stick to -1 and maybe have it 3 seconds in the air. So then you can save this, and then if you grab the path to this, which will just be this part up the top here, plus whatever your file is named, including the txt. So you want to come in here, load, paste your copy, and then the name of it. And then you want to run, add a little bit of delay so you can focus the Hue window. So we'll run with a 3-second delay. So return that, and then you want to come to this window, and in a couple of seconds it should start to run around. That didn't work. So I'm just going to double check that the controller is reacting. Oh, the thing crashed. Right. Okay. After figuring out what I did wrong, I'm back. So what I did wrong is we were doing the right thing in our where's the folder? Hue TAS loader. You run the bat, but you want to make sure that any joy feeder things are turned off and everything before you try and run. So you'll see here that I've got no VJoy things open. So we just do the load again. So we'll run on 5 seconds, so I've just got some extra time to get Hue back up. So here we are, Hue's in focus, and you can now see that it is running our code. So from seeing this, obviously our right stick didn't go out of the dead zone for changing the color. So if we try, yes, that's why. The controls are a box mapped onto a circle, more or less. So to go to that bottom diagonal position, we actually need to do -1 and -1. So we can actually just save that, and we can use the up arrow to go to our old ones and just reload it like that. And then we can run to, switch to Hue, and you'll see that it can now open the color wheel. Now to demonstrate the other part, if we just get rid of this, so we wait for half a second, and then we will give it 0.1 of the left stick pointing straight up, and then we can use the wait keyword here, which will wait until the door finishes loading, and then you need to have 0.1 of a second after that, because you don't get your control of your character back for a moment after the room loads, and then you can just continue whatever you want to do. So let's say we wanted to write a Scooty. So we can move a little bit away from the door with left stick all the way to the right, and then we can do a short entry of still moving to the right, but also pressing down on A. Then a little bit of the color wheel being open, so we want to still be moving, but we want to have our right stick, we'll just put it all the way up to the top, doesn't really matter where you go for this bit. Then we can have our quick presses of pause. So we want start equals 1 and still holding the color wheel open. And then we want to hold this Scooty for, actually no, then we need to release the start button. So you can just not put start in, it will assume that it's 0, but still holding the color wheel open. And then we need to press again onto the start and keep the right stick all the way up, and then we can hold the Scooty for 1.5 seconds. So just holding the color wheel open for this one. So if we save that, we come over here and we load it. Then if we do run 2, I should be in front of the door. Yes, I am in front of the door. So we can run 2. So enter the door, and then it will go sideways and do a booty scooty. That's just some debug that I haven't taken out. That will be gone in the final release. So in that way, you can make the TAS do whatever you want it to do. I advise going room by room where you can, and because if you start all of your runs from the door like this, heading that way, then when you're stitching it together, all you need to do is add in the amount of walking that's needed to get from the door to the edge of the door. So in that way you can do it more or less room by room, since there's no way to get frame advance going. But that's about it for how to use it. When you're done, you can just exit and it'll close. and that's about it. Yeah. Thanks for giving my thing a go. Bye.